and reconnect with God who is eternal. None of this took God by surprise. And none of any of the stuff we go through takes God by surprise, but it's an opportunity to connect with Him and reset. And so, my question is to you today: what is He wanting to reset in you? Some of us need a reset in our vision. What do we do from here? Some of us need a reset in our. We have been running so hard and working so hard and all of that we need a reset with a vacation. I've got one coming up. Yay for I'm so excited. Some of us need a reset with reconnecting with relationships that maybe we have allowed to kind of languish, or maybe there's some strife, or we've just kind of gone different ways and you feel distant. And so you need a reset in that relationship. Some of us need a reset with what we're doing. What's the project we're doing? Because maybe there's a project we've been really kind of grinding on, and God's saying, put that aside for a season. This is where my zing is. Follow the zing. How it used to be on sing-alongs, whatever, you'd follow the bouncing ball for the sing-along. Well, follow the zing. Wherever the zing is on your life, it's a God zing. I mean, I'm not saying, you can have a caffeine zing. You get a zing from all sorts of things that may not be good for you. But the God zing, like, where is His grace? That excites me. That gets me up in the morning. I mean, I have multiple projects that I kind of have floating right now, just because the zing is not quite there, and it's not just a push through. It's a, let me do this and we're going to get back to it. So I just trust Him. I trust Him, and I've learned, and I encourage you to learn how to hold things loosely. Because a lot of times when you get a vision from the Lord or something, we're like, yeah, and we go after it, we do it, and whatever, and it doesn't unfold the way we think it's going to unfold. And just because you have a vision for something doesn't mean it's the right now vision, and doesn't mean that the way that you just go in a straight line is how He's going to do it. So we can hold it loosely. Why? Because everything we do is in the context of relationship with a God who has bigger purposes and bigger plans and a bigger vision than anything that we can see. And so He invites you in that place. So if things are kind of grinding, or if there's a door shut or something like that, you know what? That may be a shut door because we're not supposed to go there. It may be a shut door because there's a different way to go there. Some things, there's a lot of things outside our control that are really not about us, that are about other people and what their decisions are. And so God is able to move around that. So we don't have to keep on trying to bang on the door. And I'm not a big one for kicking the door in. Like, if I have to do it with violence, I don't think it's a God thing, right? So it's not just what we do, but it's how we do it. And, at the end of the day, when we're looking back on our life and we're saying, wow, what does it all mean? How we do it's going to make a really, really big difference. And I've been in places where people have amazing ministries and things like that, but the means of doing that were cut corners and people got hurt and things like that. And it's like, that's not how it has to be done. And God will never ask you to step on people in order to accomplish His purposes. Okay. That's just not how He moves. The ends matter and the means matter. It all matters, and you get to be a part of it. So I just encourage you, if there is a reset that the Lord is having you do, pull back. A lot of times, the one thing that's good about, and we're getting into Christmas and New Year's eventually, all of that, but it's kind of like an invitation for a reset. But I think there's times regularly throughout the year where we need to reevaluate and say, Lord, how do I need to reset this? Maybe what needs to be reset is the pace that you're going at. Maybe your pace needs to be upped. Maybe and you need to be freed up from some things, and that needs to be a reset so you can run. Maybe the reset is that you need to pull back. Maybe you need to regain a vision. Maybe you need to attend to some other things that are important. There's some relationships you need to take care of. Maybe you need to kind of get your finances together. What is the reset that he's doing for you? Maybe in your relationship with yourself, he wants to reset something. There's some lies you're believing about, or maybe there's a manner that you're acting in that's not lovely that he wants you to reset. Whatever that is, see, God is the one that gets to direct it and orchestrate it, so that you're able to be upgraded, and the things that you're doing get to be upgraded on the other side. So I just encourage you today, ask the Lord, what is my reset? What do you have for me, that needs to be reset? And I think a lot of times the external environment, which has been so crazy, is just a good time to take a cue from and just reset whatever needs to be reset. God is able to move in 5 gazillion ways, and so if this door doesn't open, well, we'll just go over here. So many times when I'm doing sessions and things, and someone is on lockdown in an area, and they don't even want to let God in that area, and all of that. And the Lord is, number one, he's so patient. But number two, he's like, no problem. We'll get about it this way, and he's just able to make it work for you. And that is how not he works, just not on just an individual level, but like in your whole life, and obviously on a corporate level as well. So, part of our upgrades means that we're um, uh, uh, responsive. That's the word I was looking for. I was like, what's the word? Responsive to how he's moving and how things may change, and the curveballs that we get, right? How do we respond to that and all of that? And how do we do it in a way that's lovely, in a way that's life-giving, in a way that lifts people up and builds people up? What's my part to play? What's my part not to play? Sometimes that reset is, you know what? Let someone else step up to the plate, right? Or let it not be done. That can be a reset, right? So, being flexible and just responsive to the Lord, and flowing, uh, is a way that's a very restful way of being, that allows you to last for the long haul. Yeah, let him reset you where it needs to reset. And if you need to take some time to find that, I just encourage you. That is so worth doing. Anyway, I hope that's been a blessing for you today. If you're needing some help with your reset, I'm sorry, I don't know why that's so funny. I'm just kind of making fun of myself. It's good not to take yourself too seriously. Okay, you can download my How to Hear from God book. You can get it on my website. There's a free link from that. That will help you reset. If you want a major reset, grab my Mark by Love book or go back to it. I've had some people that have been like, wow, it was great when I first read it, but I just went back to it, was like, whoa, I'm getting so much more, which makes me really happy, because it means it's not Catherine, it's really God. Actually, sometimes I'll tell, when I'm having an issue, I'll go back to my Mark by Love book and it'll minister to me. So I know it's not just me. It's there's something on it that is greater, which is great. So take advantage of those. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your weekend. Love you guys. Have an amazing day.